Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. Hey, I'm in downtown Durham. I'm always looking for good places to eat, and I have found it. Bull City Burger and Brewery, right downtown Durham. Unbelievable food. Let's check it out. Yeah, baby. Seth, thank you for letting me be here.
Pleasure to have you.
Wow, what a place.
Thank you.
Because you got some great food, and then your own brewery right here.
We make everything right there. We import it from there to there.
That's hard, isn't it?
It is. It's a long journey.
So tell me about, let's start with the food first.
Okay.
A lot of local stuff.
Very, very important to us. We want to support local farmers. We want to keep the dollars local, but when things are local, they taste better. They're fresher and they're more in season.
Now, one thing that just caught me was the beef that you're using.
Absolutely. This is all North Carolina farmers raising pasture-raised beef. These are cows on grass.
So now listen, your burgers are not these little patties that you're getting frozen somewhere.
No.
They're actually grinding the meat back there right now.
We have two butchers on staff. They grind every single day. The beef comes in fresh. It's never frozen. The beef tastes better. We have folks come in and say, I haven't had meat taste like this in decades.
Wow. And that's really important.
Very important. I will close the restaurant before I'll serve corn-fed beef.
And it's pasture-fed. They're out there
in the sun, on the grass, eating green stuff.
Yeah. And folks, that's really important, because if you don't get that, you're getting antibiotics and hormones and all that kind of crap. You don't want that. You want some good stuff like this.
Absolutely. Tastes better, feels better.
Now, and here's the question. I would really like to eat that way, but it must be very expensive.
Not really. Not really. I mean, pasture-raised beef is more expensive than corn-fed beef. A lot of people will argue that corn-fed beef has brought the price of beef down, that people who are very low income can afford it. But there's a cost associated with that too, as far as health and benefits.
But I checked your menu.
Yeah, our burgers
it's not that expensive.
Our burgers are $6.25. We bake the buns every day. We grind the beef. We make the mayonnaise, the mustard, the pickles, the relish, the sauerkraut, the bacon. I mean, we make everything.
But the ketchup.
Everything but the ketchup. We just couldn't keep up with the ketchup. People eat a lot of ketchup.
So let's do this first. Is it okay with you? Yeah. Let's look how the brewery is made.
Yeah.
How the beer's made, and then let's come back and let's try one of those.
Can we drink beer?
Burger. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
If you have children, don't let them watch. So here we are. We're right in the brewery where the brew is made.
Yes.
Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, beer is not that good for you. Listen, if you're drinking soda drinks, those are not good for you. Beer is really a fairly natural drink.
Very natural. There's only 4 ingredients, no preservatives at all. Water, hops, barley, yeast. That's it. Beer has vitamins and protein in it, but you just have to drink a lot to get your RDA.
To get what you need. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So take me from step 1 to where there's nothing to where we have beer.
All right. So all of our barley is stored in the back of the restaurant. We have our mill back there. We crack the barley open. It comes across the ceiling here in a conveyor, and it drops down into this tank. And what we're doing is we're adding hot water and barley, and we're creating a mash. We collect all the liquid from that, which is sweet from all the sugar. It goes into the kettle. We boil it with hops, cool it down, put the yeast in. The yeast eat the sugar. 2 weeks later, we've got an ale ready to drink.
Wow.
It's delicious.
And then so that's in here 2 weeks?
No, this is the brewing house. It takes 6 hours.
Okay.
Then from here, it goes into these fermenters. And in these fermenters, 6 weeks later for a lager, 2 weeks for an ale. You can hear a bubbling bucket right now.
Yeah.
That is carbon dioxide coming off the yeast eating the sugar right now. That's fermentation.
Right behind us.
Yeah. All these tanks are full of beer right now.
So let's see what this looks like when it
Let's
comes
taste some beer.
out.
Absolutely. One of the things that makes a brew pub so great is that everything is fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, you're drinking the beer right from where it's brewed. So it's like bread. You go to the bakery because the bread coming out of the ovens is the freshest you can get. This is essentially bread. You take the hops out, you've got
Sure.
flour, water, yeast.
That's
You're
true.
making bread. Would you
Liquid-
hold that, sir?
Liquid bread.
All right, let's taste some beer. This is a lager called a Märzen. Märzen is a German lager, a lot like an Oktoberfest. If you hold that one, I'm gonna give you this one, because that first one's gonna have a little extra yeast in it, just clearing the valve there.
Really?
All right, so we'll give it a second to settle. You can see it. So this is unfiltered, right off the tank. This is a delicious lager. Essentially, this is Oktoberfest beer. When you brew this beer in the fall, you call it an Oktoberfest. Because it's so good, you want to brew it twice a year. When you brew it in the spring, you call it a Märzen. It's a little secret in the German brewing world, yeah. So, Prost. Crisp, clean,
Man, that is
malty.
good.
Thank you.
Really good.
I'm glad you like it.
I don't like beer.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow.
All right. You get your yeast that way. All these people who go and buy, you know, dried yeast and mix it in their yogurt and everything. I say just drink a beer with breakfast.
Make your yogurt with beer.
There you go.
Wow. So let's go try some food.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. This is awesome.
All right, let's dig in.
I was just going to cut it in half. Is that okay?
I think that's a
Because
great
I want
way
to
to
try
do it.
a little bit of everything.
I would.
Can we?
Yeah. So we bake our buns. Lettuce is grown in Hillsboro by a tiny farm for us. Happens to be organic, but to me it's more important to know where the lettuce comes from, how it's grown. The organic certification isn't necessarily everything that we need, but I know this farmer. I have a great relationship with Mark, and it just tastes great.
I'm going to cut this even more so other people can have some.
You're gonna love the chimichurri. Get some bacon and cheddar going here.
That's crazy.
All right. And we serve our burgers a little bit pink there. It's ground in-house every day.
Let's take that plate there. No, I'm not thinking this is very good at all. I was going to think of someone more for the
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This is the bacon cheddar?
That is bacon cheddar, yes. That's the green monster. And you've got the aioli and chimichurri there.
I'm just going to cut this a little bit more.
So because we're a fine dining burger joint,
Yes.
we serve our burgers on beat up pie pans. We're not bashful about that. There's no china here. But we're fine dining and then we make everything really. I mean the mayonnaise, the mustard, the pickles, the relish, sauerkraut, bacon, buns, hot dogs. We make our own hot dogs. All right? You're not feeling sick or anything? You don't have to run? Okay, good.
That is unbelievable.
Thank you.
I got to try this one out.
All right.
This is...
That's the
one
cheddar.
I just
Yeah,
had.
that's cheddar. You got to try the green monster.
So, your website is what?
BullCityBurgerandBrewery.com, and you have to spell out the and. Right. And then you get that, yeah. And then on the finish. Right.
Each of them have this unique, delicious taste. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that pasture-raised beef is actually much leaner than corn-fed. The cows don't get as fat when they're on grass, and the burgers aren't dry at all.
Yeah.
They're
No,
moist,
no.
flavorful.
Yeah.
And we've been led to believe that more fat tastes better. People always say a more marbled steak. It's just not true. That's corn-fed beef, but pasture, not necessarily true.
Now, here's one little restaurant, but you're impacting lives all over with farmers and I mean the tables here that we're eating on, they're barn boards that were going to be destroyed basically.
They were falling down in fields and now they're repurposed.
You're my new hero.
Thank you. You're my hero.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get to eat all his food and go around the restaurant. We'll switch jobs for a day.
Okay, let's do it.
You can come brew beer.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, unbelievable place. You've got to come here. They open at 11:11.
Every day.
Every single day, 11:11. Right downtown Durham. I'm serious. Go to the website and check it out. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Don't turn your channel, we'll be right back. You know, part of this show, Loving Life, is reaching out to other people who are stepping out of the boat and doing things that other people aren't doing. That may be your entrepreneurial side, that may be your creative side, artistic side, you may be a musician, whatever it is. You may have written a book. I'd love to have you on my show. If you'd love to be on the show with me, talking about what you do, write me an email. Just write it at production@lovinglifewithdrweir.com. Let's see if you can be on the show with me. I'd love to showcase what you do. Something that makes you special. Let others hear about it. Email me right now. Hey, I'm always looking for fun places for you to go and for you to take your kids. And we're actually at the Museum of Life and Science here in Durham, North Carolina. And we're actually in the place where all the butterflies live and all the insects live. And I'm actually here with a friend. And we're going to be, we're actually going to be with Dr. Yuli Hartman. And we're here, going to have a good time. So don't change your channel. Dr. Hartman, thank you for letting us be here.
Our pleasure. You have a little guy here already.
What is this?
This is a leaf insect from Malaysia. Totally harmless, so it won't eat your fingers, but is amazingly adapted to looking like our brambles
it's unbelievable.
that we feed them on.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So in the insectarium, we've got all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
All kinds of insects that people can actually come and just view.
They can view them and they can touch them. We always get a few out for our guests whenever we have a chance.
Oh, that's neat.
And to either tease them or play with them.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do. But most of these insects are tropical. We have a few local ones, like we have our beehive. That is a variety we have here, but it's for the most part tropical, means bigger insects.
Boy, you aren't just kidding.
Scarier insects.
Well, let's take a look around and see what's in here.
We can also take this guy out, and then you don't have to just look through glass. And we do this often with our guests as well. It's not like we can't ever do this.
Right.
Don't pinch me. The only trick is these guys can be a little rougher on tender skin.
Yeah.
So they have fish hook-like claws on the end, and they really clamp into your skin. So if they're happy, they don't do that. But if we aggravate them, like touching there, he always does that.
Doesn't like that.
Now this is a rhino beetle, comes also from East Asia, lives in the woods there. This is a male, and it lives about 3 to 6 months when we get them as adults. Has a life cycle, of course, of over 2 years as a little grub underground, and it's totally harmless. These are just like antlers on a deer. This one is the horn that can move and then it can pinch.
But these two can't come together.
No, these can come together, so I'll stay away from touching the wrong way, and we can shake hands with them too.
Look at him, he's reaching out.
Yeah. And they can fly.
Wow.
So if it all of a sudden flies into somebody,
Yeah.
oops, hard to get them back. So there are all these long wings that you see fluttering here are passion vine eaters. We don't have passion vine, so she will not find a leaf.
Frustrating.
Might be frustrating, but it's the law.
Yeah.
It's a federal law that they cannot leave this building.
Really?
Because these are imported plant pests, and while the risk is moderate to little, it could be the next Katsu if you let one of these guys go and they develop to be a real plant pest and let's say cotton or peanut, whatever goes wrong.
Makes sense.
So, but the biggest issue here, the biggest thing that I would say is the plants are 99% of the show and the butterflies are just nice in here. So don't forget that we have all these beautiful plants in here.
The plants in here are gorgeous.
It's
gorgeous.
Nice collections on the triangle. It's rather unique. I know that Duke Gardens or Duke Biology Department has a greenhouse, but they're much smaller. I know the zoo has its aviary with a similar foliage, but in a triangle, this is definitely very unique.
Well, it's an easy place for anybody to come.
Yes. Right now we have a vine growing or flowering better. This big one here.
I was just looking at that.
Jade color flowers. They're just coming, peeking out. There's another cluster out there that's in full bloom. It's a very unique, unusual color. But all these flowers are first for the butterflies. So it's meant to feed them, not for us. We've been doing this now for 12 years.
Wow.
Butterfly House opened in '99, and hopefully we'll keep it open another many years.
Yeah, it's a great place for families to come. All right, so if you're looking for a good place to come, right here in the Triangle in Durham, just get online, look it up, get your directions, and then get over here. Bring your family with you. You're gonna have a good time. Thanks for letting us be here.
You're welcome. Glad to have you.
Make sure you don't have any butterflies on you.
Right.
Don't change the channel. I'm talking to you, little butterfly. We'll be right back. You know, part of this show, Loving Life, is reaching out to other people who are stepping out of the boat and doing things that other people aren't doing. That may be your entrepreneurial side, that may be your creative side, artistic side, you may be a musician, whatever it is. You may have written a book. I'd love to have you on my show. If you'd love to be on the show with me, talking about what you do, write me an email. Just write it at production@lovinglifewithdrweir.com. Let's see if you can be on the show with me. I'd love to showcase what you do, something that makes you special. Let others hear about it. Email me right now. Okay, so we live in Raleigh, North Carolina, in this triangle area, and you'd think, what do they know about filmmaking? This is actually one of the largest film producing places in the United States. And today we're at the Full Frame Documentary Film Festival. And you know what? We're going to be talking with one of the great filmmakers, Patrick Creedon. Listen, creativity is in you. You just need to find out what your creation is and then go for it. I love creators. I love people who look at things and can see the whole story behind it and then can take that story and bring it to you. And I'm with one of those filmmakers, Patrick Creedon. Patrick,
nice to meet you, Tim.
Thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
You're just coming out with a brand new movie called...
If You Build It.
Okay, get a little story behind the story. What happened?
There were two high school teachers that were brought into a small town in North Carolina, Windsor, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they were invited to come out and teach design and architecture to high school students. Now that seemed like a really riveting proposition to us, and we've always been drawn to stories about problem solvers and creative folks. So we thought we would tag along for a year and see what happened. And what happened was magical. It was a really fantastic experience.
And you're doing what you love and loving what you do. How did you get into doing that?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, becoming a documentary filmmaker is not a real popular or common career path. But when I was a young person, I knew that I loved movies, and I loved 60 Minutes was one of my favorite shows. I was the only 7-year-old that would run home to see 60 Minutes at night on a Sunday. And I wanted to try to take those two ideas and bring them together.
Wow.
And I was very fortunate to get a job at public television in Chicago when I started out. And I'm really fascinated by real people and their stories.
Yeah.
And that's what documentaries are. So if you take the combination of filmmaking skills, cameras and lights and microphones, and you throw it into a real world situation, you can have really amazing things happen and tell really interesting stories, and that's what we do.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
So good to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice
I
to
can't
meet
wait
you
to
too.
see more about the movie because I know it's going to be incredible.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Don't
That's
change
fun.
your channel. Unbelievable food. Let's see what it's all about. Yeah, baby. Bull City burger. Oh yeah, baby, I can taste it already. Let's go in and find out what it's all about.